All right, good morning, guys. I wanted to start by showing you, start, good morning. We're going to start learning how to write a check. Now, this is going to take us a few days. So if you're familiar with any part of this, I'm sorry, but I think it's kind of necessary to show you how to do every bit of it from scratch. I'm assuming that you guys aren't used to writing checks. So, first things first, I want to show you what a check looks like. So I did the same thing I did with the deposit slip. I took a photocopy of my actual checkbook. When my wife and I decided what sort of checks to buy, I got outvoted. My wife and my two daughters decided that we needed Disney princess checks, but I'm secure enough in my masculinity to write a Disney princess check. But that's neither here nor there. So there's all of these different blanks and lines that you have to fill out and put information on for your check to be considered valid. Okay. First things first, down here at the bottom, these two pieces that I blacked out here, those are the routing number and the account number for my checking account. It is the exact same information that was on the bottom of the deposit slip that I showed you guys earlier in the week. That's what ties all this together. So if I go to the bank and I deposit money, they're going to know what account to deposit it in. And then when I write a check, same thing, they know what account to take it out of. So the one thing that does change from check to check, right down here at the bottom, this 2294, if you notice, that is the same as the number of the check. Okay, so that is encoded down at the bottom. That will change every single check. So I tear this check out, the next one is 2295, and so on and so on. So the different pieces, I'll go through this quickly, but I want you to realize we're going to do this again. So if you miss something, don't worry about it. What I need you guys to focus on today is, the main part of the lesson is how to write dollar amounts in words. Okay, so here's kind of a one-shot overview of what it all is. So the blanks up here at the top, and anytime I write a check, I kind of always start at the top and work my way down. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fill in the date. That is the month and the day. So, if you're doing it today, it's October 23rd. And then down here onto the right, you would do the year. Now, if you notice, this has a built-in 20. That's basically set up so the checks that I have are good for years and years and years and years, because I'm going to be writing 2020, 2021, 2022. I can just change out the last 2 years, and the 20 is already printed on there. A lot of checks will say payee or pay to the order of. It just kind of depends on who made the checks. But that big line at the top is who the check is being written to. So, if I'm buying groceries at Walmart, I would fill out Walmart on that top line. There's 2 spaces for the dollar amount and the value of the check to be written on there. This part out here to the side with the actual dollar sign is where you write out the dollar amount in numbers. So if it's $212, you would write 212.00, $212. The bigger blank down here, and if you notice at the end it has the word dollars on it, you would write 212. I'm sorry, you would not 212. We'll go over that in a minute. It's 212. You don't use the word and when you write it out in words. And I know a lot of times we say it, like we'll say 1,000 and, but that's not technically correct when it's written out, like grammatically correct, I guess. The bottom part of the check is what the check is for. You do not have to fill that out. As a matter of fact, I usually don't. Simply because I don't write a whole lot of checks. I know every single time I write a check to, my daycare provider, that's what I'm giving her money for. I'm not just going to give her, $20 just because. It's always for daycare or whatever. And then down here at the bottom is where you sign the check. You do not print your name. You sign it. It is a cursive signature. Okay, so all that stuff is contained on your check. If you don't put it in there correctly, I don't know if that'll void your check. I've never had an issue where a check was voided. I've screwed up writing the dollar amount a couple of times, and it's almost better to just tear up your check and start over. Because you should be doing this in pen. You don't want somebody to come along and be able to, if you do pencil, erase the dollar amount in your check and change it to whatever they want. So What we're going to focus on is this part right here, is putting the dollar amount of the check, the dollar amount of the check written in words. Now that seems simple, but there's a right way to do it. If it were just you and I, like writing a paragraph, I probably wouldn't think anything of it if you said, $125. But as far as a check goes, it's not proper. So basically today, I just want to show you guys a couple of these, how to write a check. And I'm going to change this one because I see now I don't have any that are double zeros at the end. So basically, don't use the word and unless you're using it as a decimal point. Okay, that's really the only catch on this. So when I write this out for the first one, I'm going to write out 425, and that's my decimal point. But if you notice that check, that if you go back and look at the check at the very end, it said dollars. So I need to express my pennies, my change, as a dollar amount. So the way you do that is you put it down as a fraction. It's going to be 34 out of 100. So 34 hundredths of a dollar. So that's really the only, not what you're probably used to, thing going on here. So 425 and 34 100ths. And on the check, it would say dollars. Okay, so I'm not going to hold you guys accountable for actually writing the word dollars out there because it's usually printed on the check. So the next one, 1,000, 34 and 67 $100 again. Okay, 1,000. Whoops, I left off 200. 1,200. $34. Sorry, 34 and 67 100ths. Sorry, I'm kind of out of practice on this. Okay, just take your time. I've only twice in my life, once when I was buying a car and once when I was making a down payment on my house, I had to really scrunch in the letters to make them fit on that line. So usually, a couple $100 check, you're probably going to be okay. So this one's a little bit smaller, 56 and 98, again, out of $100 will be written on the check. Okay. The last one here, or not the last one here, the $43, this is the one I changed simply because there's no change, right? So usually what I do, and you can also do double zeros, but I usually write the word no. 43 and no 100ths, that means that there's no change. Feel free to put double zeros in there. It means the same thing. And this last one, this will be like the down payment I was talking about. 15,345 and 09 100ths. Okay, take your time, write it out in words, and the big thing is make sure the pennies are out of 100. So that'll pretty much tell me who watches the videos and who doesn't. If you screw up the change, I'm going to know you didn't watch this. All right, good luck, guys. Like I said, we're going to build on this, so we're get the money part figured out, and then we'll work on filling out the other different pieces the rest of the week.